How's it going, you wonderful people? It's Jay, and in today's video let's talk predictions for the upcoming Nintendo Direct. Somehow it's September and you know what that means. Autumn leaves, spiced beverages, and the countdown to Halloween. But something even bigger than all of that must be the upcoming impending Nintendo Direct. So if you look through all the past Directs, you can see Nintendo have not missed a Direct since September 2017, since the Switch launched, giving us all sorts of awesome games to look forward to as we run into the Christmas season. 2022 is set to be no exception. The hype for an upcoming Nintendo Direct kicked off from Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb when he suggested that a Direct could be coming the week beginning the 12th of September. With Splatoon 3 coming out on the 9th, it makes complete sense to give Nintendo a little window to hype Splatoon 3 up and then go into a big Direct the following week. I am so excited. Let's have a look at what games we hope Nintendo will be showing in the upcoming Direct. Long live the Mii characters. We had an awesome port of Miitopia which I just devoured in streams last year with extra customization features, sweet HD. It was a great port of a 3DS gem. And speaking of 3DS Mii games, how about the long lost and most loved sim, Tomodachi Life? The game saw you put a bunch of Mii characters into a block of flats and see how they interactive, kind of like a big brother. Love, friendship, enemies. It was a weird and quirky experience. A Switch port or sequel with online play, broad agenda options, and customization would be a great port to see on Switch, something Nintendo could really add to the mix over the coming months. Isn't it time we see a brand new Mario adventure? We had the stunning world exploration in Super Mario Odyssey back in 2017 and the expanded 3D world last year, so it really is time for a brand new Mario game, maybe an Odyssey sequel, perhaps a fresh take in the Galaxy series, but Nintendo are known to shake things up when it comes to the old Mario, so we could end up with something completely different. Open world does seem to be the rage these days, so imagine, very unlikely, that we see a Breath of the Bowser or something just as weird from Nintendo. Whatever the case, it seems like the perfect time for a new 3D game across the Mushroom Kingdom. Let's move on to that big rumour, probably while you're watching this video. That teaser we've been hearing for years now, finally getting those elusive HD ports on Switch, whether it's a nice wallet-friendly dual pack, or likely separate games given that it's Nintendo, having these classics in HD on Switch just makes so much sense. Fans have been craving the ports of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker for years now, and having these gorgeous HD visuals and that timeless Zelda tale on you, on the move, would be just an amazing treat in time for Christmas. The Wii U game supported traditional controls and had a UX that is pretty much ready for the Switch single screen, so it should be a really straightforward port given the games are just good to go. There's been loads of speculation that Nintendo have actually just been holding on to these games to fill in the gaps, so now seems to be the perfect time. F-Zero? Really? Rumours have been actually circling from various insiders like Liam Robertson and Emily Rogers about a whole bunch of GameCube remasters coming to Switch. You could even argue that the HD Zelda games could be part of that whole strategy. One of the long lost franchises that definitely deserves more love in the Nintendo lineup has to be F-Zero. It's speedy, it's futuristic, it hit so many highs on the GameCube and the arcades in the 2000s, but has been a bit neglected since. It's probably unlikely that we'd get a brand new F-Zero at this stage, but you never quite know. A port of the GameCube classic, upscaled, polished in glorious HD, could be a great way of testing the water, seeing how much interest there still is in Captain Falcon and his racing posse. If we don't end up with a new Mario game, how about a new Simian Tale? It's been even longer since we've seen a brand new Donkey Kong game, with the last new release being Tropical Freeze back in 2014 on Wii U and a port in 2018 on the Switch. Side-scrolling Kong games are fun, they're ridiculously challenging, but how about a 3D platformer instead? The last time we saw the ape and his friends as a polygon platformer was way back on the Nintendo 64. Yes, it has been that long. Could the 3D Mario team be taking a break from Mario and maybe focusing on Donkey Kong instead? There's been rumours and speculation that that could be the case, but it would be a thing of fan dreams. We've got Nintendo 64, we've got SNES, and we've got NES games. Isn't it time we revisit the golden era of portables with a Game Boy selection on Switch? It makes so much sense. The service was heavily rumoured and could be a neat thing to complete the classic 80s and 90s lineup. There are loads of classic original Game Boy, Color, and Advance hits that we could devour, whether it's Pokemon, Zelda, Mario, Metroid, and a fair few in between. A few of these games are actually disappearing once the Wii U and 3DS eShops close down for good, so it would be great to preserve these games on Switch. Given that there's a heavy focus on Zelda for the Direct, the service could even launch with two classics, Oracle of Seasons and Ages. Another game that's been heavily rumoured this year must be Metroid Prime. The sequel to the trilogy seems to be kind of lost somewhere in space, so bringing back the GameCube classics in the meantime could make a lot of sense. A remastered or even remake of the original Prime game seems to top the list every time we get a Direct coming up, insiders suggesting that it's ready to curl up into a morph ball and launch sometime this autumn, perhaps lining up nicely with the Prime anniversary, wink wink. Speaking of space age games, within the mix of these big franchises and party games and third party releases, surely we need a new Star Fox Tale. We've had a gorgeous looking space shooter with Star Fox Zero on the Wii U, but the game was plagued by controls that really just didn't work. They tried to innovate, but it just caused lots of frustration instead. It's a huge shame given how stunning the game was, visually and in audio design and storytelling. Perhaps it's really the closest we've come to a true successor to the N64 classic. A Switch port with traditional controls could be a great solution to salvage the project, throw in new missions, story, and online multiplayer, and we've got a great contender for a Switch port. Whatever happened to Switch Sports? The spiritual successor to Wii Sports launched with a lot of fanfare this year, so many of us excited to relive those glory Wii days. Much simpler times. With improved controls through the Joy-Con, the game was a fun fix of sporting with friends online. But it kind of seems to have drifted off since launch. The addition of golf was promised for autumn this year, so it's likely we'll have a glimpse of that mode during a Direct. But it does feel the game needs more. More! Teaser for future sports would be great to continue the hype into 2023. Okay, it's been a little while since we've seen anything from the sequel to Breath of the Wild. Nintendo are promising a huge overworld to explore, taking Link to the skies. But as with any Zelda tale, delays are inevitable to make it the best possible experience out there, and likely we won't be seeing the game until probably well into next year. But to keep the Hylian flame burning, the hype alive, surely it would make sense for Nintendo to drop a teeny tiny one more thing teaser trailer at the end of the Direct. And confirmation on the name could send fans into overdrive. What could it mean? Who? What? Where? 2 or 3 words attached to a Zelda title could cause months of eager anticipation for the next big game, with the HD Zelda remasters to kind of quench that Zelda thirst. So what do you think of our Nintendo Direct predictions? Do you think they're likely? Do you think we're going to get Zelda? Do you think we're going to get a new Mario? Let us know with a comment below and join the conversation on our Discord as well. We'd be happy to have you. And if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, more Nintendo, more geeky, more retro videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And before we move on to the next video, be sure to check out our exclusive merch, Geeky Gaming Designs voted for by you. Links are below. Thanks so much for your support. And there we go, September is here, Nintendo Direct is near. Let's hope we get some exciting announcements in the coming weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.